Hey everybody, it's April and we're working on Planksgiving, working up to 5 minutes. And so remember, this is week 1. You want to try and work up to 1 minute and then maybe go a little bit longer if you can. So again, the easiest way to do 5-minute plank, and I don't for a minute mean that it's easy, but the easiest way is to switch up while you're doing it. So I'm going to start on forearms today and switch around a little bit, and you can just follow along the best you can. So starting on forearms today, pulling shoulder blades together, reaching them down your back, lift your upper back, lift your chest, pull in your belly, come up on your toes, shift your weight forward slightly. The timer has begun. And then remember, once you get into that plank, do all that stuff again. Press into the floor, lift your upper back. I'm going to turn just a little bit here. Pull in your belly, tighten up your glutes, press your heels back. So you've got it going on, and you want a nice long plank. So it's also helpful to either have somebody planking with you who can keep an eye on what your plank looks like, or we're at 30 seconds, by the way, or maybe you have your camera on so that you can see in the camera what your plank looks like. So because a lot of times we think we've got it going on, we think we have a good plank, and we're actually getting a little sloppy, and that's the thing you want to avoid. So it's not so much that you work up to a 5-minute plank, and you have 10 more seconds left if you're working up toward a minute, by the way. It's that you want to hold a good, strong plank, and that's your real goal here. And we're at 1 minute, woohoo! So I'm going to switch to my hands, just because, again, switching is a great way to work up to your 5-minute plank, and it's perfectly acceptable. You also work on a variety of planks while you're doing it, and that's one of the fun things, I think. So when you switch, though, you want to try and do it on the 30-second mark or the minute mark so that you're not just switching, because then you're not really holding a plank. Remember, that's your goal, is to hold a plank. We're at 1:30. But every time you switch, lift your upper back, separate your shoulders, pull in your belly, keep pressing into the floor, tightening up your glutes. So that's another thing. The more you think about what you're doing, in one way you can say, oh my gosh, it makes it seem so much longer. But if you have to take your mind off of it. And I think that's one of the things that helps, is take your mind off of the fact that you're holding and work on pressing into the floor again. Oh, look, we're already at 2 minutes. Woohoo, the time just flies. Coming down on forearms again, I'm going to lift a leg, pulling in my belly, and it'd be real easy to lift my leg and let my hips pop up, but that would be collapsing, and you don't want to collapse. So really pulling your belly again. That's what you're working on in plank. You're working on your upper body strength, working on toning your arms, strengthening your shoulders, but it's that core strength is what you're really getting. 2:30, I'm switching legs. So maybe today you were able to hold for 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. If you came down on your knees and you want to come back up again, that's another way to work on building up your strength and endurance. Keep pressing into the floor. Pull in your belly again. I know personally that's the part that starts slacking if I don't think about it. You really have to think about your plank. You don't just get into the position. 3 minutes, I'm going to switch to side plank. You don't just get into the position and hold it and not have to think about it again. So in side plank, I like to come onto my hand. You could stay on your forearm if you like, stacking your feet, pressing your bottom foot into the floor, or if it helps with your balance, you can bring your top foot in front of you. Really lift your hips, reach that upper arm to the sky. I love side plank. I feel like I'm just opening and stretching. And we're at 3:30, I'm switching. Remember, every time you switch, come back to your good form. Lifting your hips, pressing the sole of your bottom foot into the floor so you're not collapsing into your bottom ankle bone. Again, you can bring top foot in front of you. This side might be a little wobbly for you. Actively reaching your upper arm to the sky. If you're staying on your forearm, make sure you're staying nice and lifted out of your shoulder. And coming up on 4 minutes already. Can you believe it? So I'm coming back to my hands, and I'm going to go through everything again. Lifting your upper back, separating your shoulders, pulling in your belly. So, I'm in the same office area that I usually am in when I'm at work, but I just did it from a different angle today. I thought maybe you got tired of looking at the ladder and the trash can, so I decided maybe you could look at the desk instead. But really, like, oh, we're at 4:30. But, you know, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is becoming a storage closet. Not really feeling like an office anymore in this area. Okay, I digress. Here we are. We have 15 more seconds if you're working on 5 minutes. Or if you decided, we have 10 seconds left. So maybe if you did come down on your knees, you come back up again. I'm going to move my hair out of my mouth. Keep pressing 5 minutes. Yay! I'm going to hold a few seconds longer just because I'm cuckoo about planks. And I know that psychologically it makes it not seem so long when I hold for 5. And I've just got 2 more seconds. There we go. Yay! Okay, so hopefully you are working on your planks, working on your strength, working on your endurance. There's so many great things you're getting from planks. So keep that in mind as you make yourself participate in Planksgiving. See you later.